Today is World Orca Day. It's a day to celebrate the many wonderful things about these incredible marine mammals. There is a lot of research around them, including the information that you're about to learn about. Orcas, along with humans and some toothed whales, are the only three known species where the females will experience menopause. To talk about this, Thea is an advocate for women going through menopause and has coined the term the Orca effect. Good morning, Thea. How are you?
Good morning, Kelly. I'm really good, thank you.
And happy World Orca Day.
Yes, and the same to you.
Now, what do we know about the similarities between us as women and female orcas?
Well, as you mentioned, like females, along with the orcas, are one of the very, very, very few species on the entire planet who stop being reproductive, so go through menopause, at around the age of 40 or 50. That's true of the orcas as well as human females, but then live for another maybe 3 decades being non-reproductive, not having babies. And that's a very unusual and rare trait. Typically it's like, oh, well, breeding's your main purpose, so when you stop, you may as well die. But given that whales are one of the most intelligent species on the planet, so they're not just doing this for any random reason. There has to be a really strong survival advantage. And what the researchers have found is that when they've tracked the movements of these whales over many, many hours and months and years, they notice a really consistent pattern. And that is that when they go out searching for food, first of all, what they find is that females are more likely to lead than males. Secondly, the postmenopausal females are the ones more likely to lead than the younger females. But thirdly, and this is what I found really fascinating, was that when resources are scarce, so when there wasn't much salmon around, when times are really tough, that's when you really see the leadership of the postmenopausal females strengthen. That they're promoted, they put more of the postmenopausal females out front because they've been around. They know stuff, they know where to find food where times are tough, and so they actually enhance the survival of their entire pod. And I just think that's a wonderful model that we have in nature of what I think is the true purpose of menopause, which is to allow us to stop breeding and actually start leading because we're really good at it.
That is such a wonderful way to look at things. And you're calling this the Orca effect. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so I did coin that term because it's the shift that can happen when we stop viewing women's cycles and menopause in particular as a design flaw or as a time of loss and decline, but rather start seeing it as a new beginning that's actually rich with a lot of leadership qualities, wisdom, experience, not sweating the small stuff, saying what you think and not worrying about what others, think about you. And so I think just like the postmenopausal female orcas, that they lead their pods with wisdom and strategy, I think experienced women in the workplace can also guide teams and shape culture and ensure survival in challenging environments. That's if we let them, and if we create the conditions where we're actually promoting women around this life stage rather than overlooking them. So it's the shift that can occur when we give women back the true meaning and purpose of menopause. And in my program, I call it the Orca effect. I just see a dramatic turnaround in women's self-perception. And they go, wow, we really are an incredible resource for humanity. And with that shift in self-perception also comes a better career trajectory. So, for example, I find that when women go through the program, it actually doubles the number who will say, I now feel I can manage my symptoms and remain successful in my role. So look, it's a great retention strategy as well for workplaces to create this shift.
How did you come to compare the experience of women and orcas? Like, where did you sort of, come across this information that the experiences were so similar?
Look, I can't remember the very first time that I came across it, but there is an excellent book which has become my Bible, and it's called The Slow Moon Rising, and it was written by an historian, Susan Matern, and it's called The Science History and Meaning of Menopause, and she goes back way in history and looks at the experience of menopause throughout time and in different cultures, and that's one of the things that she refers to in that book. So it's a great read if anyone wants to dive a little bit deeper into into menopause.
Yeah, well, that sounds really interesting. I'll look that one up myself. Thea, I'd love to keep talking to you about this. We have run out of time, though. Thank you so much for your time today, and enjoy World Orca Day.
Indeed, yes. And perhaps just the last call, any midlife women out there, really embrace your inner orca and appreciate all those qualities that you have got. And can
I
offer
do
the
like
world.
that. Embrace your inner orca.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thea.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thea O'Connor there. She is a advocate for women going through menopause, has coined the term the Orca effect. So we're celebrating women and orcas on World Orca Day. And it's also on World Orca Day, be kind to orcas and also be kind to the women in your life that might be experiencing menopause.